familiar. If you haven't used Zoom in the last year, I want to know about your life because I'm jealous. But when you're not speaking, if you can go ahead and mute, the chat box is enabled, so feel free to share some thoughts, some encouragement in the chat box. Your camera, you can turn it on or off. There's going to be opportunities throughout the night to celebrate the people who are bold enough to jump into this pitch contest with us. So feel free, you're going to be able to unmute, cheer them along, give them some encouragement. It's weird when we're in an audience and not being able to get any audience feedback. If you're used to talking in front of a group of people, it's that silence afterwards is weird. So feel free to go ahead and unmute. And we are recording tonight's event, so keep it clean for the kiddos. So I'm sure that you are all asking the same question. What did I get roped into? What is EforAll and what are you doing? And so EforAll stands for Entrepreneurship for All. We are a 501c3 and we are an economic development organization. And we believe that the best way for us to develop any local economy is by empowering the people who know it best, by empowering our local entrepreneurs through training, through mentorship programs, and through the occasional cash awards. And, you know, Kristen can talk a little bit about the impact of what EforAll is doing in our community. So Kristen, if you want to jump into the fray.
Yeah, and so, you know, broadly, EforAll Cape Cod has two programs. First, these pitch contests that you're attending right now, and then accelerator programs. And 15 businesses go through both our fall and our spring programs, which means that EforAll launches 30 Cape Cod businesses a year. So that's kind of the bread and butter of what we do. But as an organization, EforAll is in a lot of different places, not just Cape Cod. We're in Lynn, we're in New Bedford Fall River, we're in Worcester, and most recently in Buffalo. So EforAll as an organization is scaling across the country. So, so far, EforAll has launched over 500 businesses. And you can see some of the stats in terms of the revenue and capital raised and the jobs created by those entrepreneurs. And we're focused on helping folks in the communities to succeed. So the numbers on Cape look a little bit different than this. We are 70% women. We've had 24% people of color owned and 17% immigrant owned businesses go through our programs here on the Cape. And this is pretty standard. The people that go through the program and launch businesses through EforAll, more services than most other sectors, but we've had several restaurants. If you've been to Fair and Just in Brewster or Buttercup Cafe in Barnstable, and then lots of retail as well.
Great. Thank you, Kristen.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure.
I'm gonna let you keep.
I'm not sure if Alex has made it on yet.
Okay, we'll come back to him.
So I just wanted to say thanks to our sponsors. These are the folks that have made this possible to empower entrepreneurs on the Cape to launch businesses through these programs. So big thanks to Mass Growth Capital Corporation, as well as the Executive Office of Housing and Economic Development. And then in addition to those organizations, we get more than half of our budget through personal donations from individuals. So many thanks to donors like yourselves.
Fantastic. And Kristen, I'm just going to start going through the rules of the game. Feel free to interrupt me at any point. But what's going to happen tonight? So tonight we have contestants who have been invited to pitch. They have 2.5 minutes to pitch their idea. They have some specific criteria that they are covering during their pitch contest. They're then going to have some time of questions with the judges panels, 60 to 90 seconds. We'll give it 90 seconds. We'll let it stretch a little bit. After the judges panel has the Q&A, they're going to have a couple of minutes to jot down some of their notes, write some thoughts about the pitch. During that time, Kristen and I are going to do a little tap dancing. We'll have some commercial breaks thrown in here with some information from some of our community partners. And then we're going to have some cash awards at the end of the night, which is exciting. That's the fun part of it. In order to keep track of the time for the pitching and the Q&A, we have the illustrious timer, Will. So say hello to the people, Will.
Hello to the people, Will.
Thank you for your very literal interpretation.
Sorry, hello, thank you. I'm honored to be here and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and yeah, go ahead.
Will's going to keep track of some time here. So what he's going to do is when there's 1 minute left, he'll drop a little note into the chat saying 1 minute left. When time is up, Will is going to unmute and start the round of applause. He's also going to keep track of time for our judges and let them know as well. Kristen, did I miss anything in there?
Nope, sounds good to me. It looks like Alex Morse is logging on now, so might want to flip on back. We'll just have him jump right in.
Let me find my pretty slide here. Hang on. There we go.
Alex, we're definitely putting you right on the spot.
Welcome. You've been here for 3 seconds. Would you like to speak?
Yeah, no, I'm so sorry. I was like bringing my dog in, and then I was like, oh my God, it's already 5:38.
Yeah.
So it's like they have me scheduled back to back these first few weeks. So I apologize for being a few minutes late.
No worries.
Well, welcome to the Zoom room, Alex.
Yeah, no, I'm really, really excited to be here, and I appreciate the invitation to come and say a few words. And I just, mostly just wanted to say how excited I am to have the opportunity to be here and work alongside EforAll. As in my previous work life, I was mayor of Holyoke out in Western Mass, as many folks know. And many years ago, we started a program called Spark, and really grateful that EforAll adopted and took over, you could say, and really allowed us to grow a sustainable long-term entrepreneurship program in the city that helped hundreds more folks than we would have been able to otherwise, and really expanded to the western part of the state in Holyoke and eventually in Pittsfield. And it really made a difference in the lives of so many people in the city. And I would just say, I think my last ribbon cutting in Holyoke a few weeks ago was with a program that went through EforAll. And to see businesses go from, like, in some cases, a food cart to a food truck to a storefront restaurant, seeing the growth over time. And then to also launch para Todos, the Spanish language curriculum, was really, really special for the community as well. And so I'm really thrilled to be here in Provincetown and to be in a community that I love, that has a lot of so many creative folks and professionals and innovators and entrepreneurs. And I've always been really passionate about small business development and putting people's destiny in their own hands. And Provincetown is a wonderful place to do that. And so count me in to be a partner in your efforts. Congratulations on the Urban Agenda Grant to be spent here in Provincetown. And just really excited to be a resource and also to do what the town can do to help businesses that are working to get permits in the town and go through the regulatory processes. Anything we can do to make that process easier, count us in. And that includes feedback or thoughts or suggestions. And I think the town in many ways is looking for stability and leadership and vision on issues of housing to climate resiliency and everything in between. So really appreciate the opportunity to be here. And I hope you all have a wonderful pitch night tonight.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Alex.
Yeah, of course.
So we started to talk a little bit about the rules of the game, including our illustrious timer, Will. But at the end of the night, we're also going to ask our audience to help us award some of the cash. So the judges panel will have an opportunity to award a first, second, and third prize. But while they're off deliberating, we're going to have a little fun here in the main room, and we're going to start talking through wild cards and fan favorites, and you guys are going to decide part of who should be awarded money at the end of the night. So with that, let's start to meet some of our judges panel. Kristen.
Excellent. So first up, we have Claire Adams and she is the chef and co-owner with her husband, Ellery Althus of Salty Market in North Truro. Salty is a grocer and liquor store with a deli specializing in fresh and homemade breakfast and lunch sandwiches, soups, and salads, and has been open for 7 years. Claire serves on the board of directors of Payumet Performing Arts Center in Truro and the Provincetown Commons co-working space. She lives in Truro with her husband, their 3-year-old daughter, and their basset hound. Help me welcome Claire.
All right. Thank you, Claire. We're excited to have you here tonight. In addition to Claire, we also have Mike Dillon. He retired in June of 2020, concluding a 34-year career with PricewaterhouseCoopers. While at PwC, Mike worked mostly with technology sector clients, accumulating extensive experience related to mergers and acquisitions and accounting and auditing. In 2016, he was selected to serve a 3-year term on the firm's senior leadership team as Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer. As Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer, Mike reported to the U.S. CEO and served as a member of the firm's senior leadership team. He drove strategy and initiatives to create an inclusive work culture for over 50,000 employees at PwC. Mike currently serves on the boards and executive committees of the Trevor Project and the Commons in Provincetown. He served previously as a board member for the San Francisco AIDS Foundation, United Way of the Bay Area, Project Open Hand, and GLAD. Mike lives in both San Francisco, California, and in Provincetown, Massachusetts. Welcome, Mike. Thank you for being here tonight.
Mike. Next up, we have Judy Gold. She is an Emmy Award-winning comedian, actor, writer, producer, and podcast host. You've seen her comedy specials on HBO, Comedy Central, and Logo. You've seen her every summer at Provincetown's Art House and the Crown and Anchor. Her hit podcast, Kill Me Now, is released every Tuesday. She's the author of Yes, I Can Say That, a book about comedy and free speech. She has been featured on the Today Show and recently on FX's Hysterical, among many others. Welcome, Judy Gold.
Thank you. Great to
Welcome,
be
Judy.
here. Woo!
Glad you're here.
Very exciting. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Next up, we have Holly James. Holly is an enterprise sales manager at Comcast Business. She's been in B2B sales for over 17 years, with the last 13 years at Comcast. In her role as an enterprise manager, Holly and her team are responsible for the acquisition of mid-market and strategic accounts with an emphasis on long-term growth. Holly currently lives in Plymouth with her husband, 3 beautiful daughters, and her Old English bulldog. Welcome, Holly.
Hi, everyone. Very happy to be here.
And last but not least, we have Yvette Ramirez, who has been a licensed esthetician for 20 years. She owns and operates her year-round business in Provincetown, Aesthetics by Yvette. Yvette lives in Provincetown with her wife, Christine McCarthy, and her dog, Romy J, where she has lived year-round since 1995. Thanks for being here, Yvette.
Welcome, Yvette. All right, guys, I think we need some practice. Okay, there's audience participation required tonight, right? So when you see this slide, unmute yourself, make some noise. I want the neighbors to wonder what's going on your side of the house. All right, so let's practice this. Let's get ready for some pitches. Unmute, make some noise for our contestants tonight. All right, contestants, are you ready? Here we go. We are going to start out with Jake Caper of Jake Caper Innovations. Jake, take it away.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to present my strategic plan for JKI or Jake Caper Innovations. Working in the design industry for many years, I never ceased to amaze me how much attention and emphasis were placed on large upscale projects when there were so many smaller projects that presented real challenges. Designers typically chose to wipe the slate clean and start from scratch instead of often costing the client large amounts of money and inconveniencing them for long periods of time. Living in Provincetown for more than a year, I see the same thing happening here. We have some amazing designers who work wonders in the town, but the smaller size projects are often overlooked, whether due to cost, size, or time to complete. Enter J. Caper Innovations, a new approach to design. I focus my attention on small to medium-sized projects, offering low cost and high value to clients. Instead of wiping the slate clean, I reimagine a space. Instead of purchasing all new materials, I reuse what exists where possible and refresh what can be incorporated into a new design. And because Provincetown has such great resources, I have everything at my fingertips. From raw materials at Conwell's and Land's End, home items at Roots and Utilities, unique finds at Marine Specialty, and art from the many galleries, Provincetown has it all. So if you relocated here and your furniture doesn't look quite right, are tired of the gray winter days and need some seasonal color for your holiday, or inherited furniture that you can't part with but don't have any place for, JKI is your cost-conscious solution. And speaking of cost, due to the little overhead, the expense associated with running a business of this nature is minimal. JKI has a better chance of sustainability because costs are manageable at this time. And I specialize in a variety of project types, including interior design, holiday and special event decor, and landscape design. This ensures a year-round clientele with an ultimate goal of establishing a small team of artisans and professionals in the future. If I were to be one of tonight's honored recipients, it would enable me to afford a membership to the Commons where I could collaborate, network, and align with other business entrepreneurs and local artists. I would join the Provincetown Business Guild, and if funds allowed, purchase some classy swag to help launch and promote my business. Thank you.
Yeah, Jake.
Fantastic. All right,
Good
guys.
job.
Woo!
Woo!
Jake, fantastic.
Presentation.
Excellent. So
So
judges,
with that,
yeah. Yeah, so essentially judges we have 90 seconds now to ask Jake some questions, but how we'll do that is if you have a question, send me a question mark and I'll call on you as we get those question marks in. So, all right, looks like Mike has the first question. Mike, let's kick it off.
Jake, thank you. Great presentation. What was your market research when you talk about all these jobs that are unmet versus kind of the large jobs where designers come in and change everything? So kind of maybe walk us through kind of how you have that statistic or data.
A lot of that is word of mouth, and from a lot of the realtors in the town that I've spoke to, they often say how there's little availability for or accessibility for small projects, that bigger projects are what get the attention of the occupants and the architects and all of the different resources in town, but that a lot of the smaller projects kind of go unsatisfied because there's no one there to really address it.
Perfect. Very helpful. Thank you.
And Judy.
So I loved your presentation and you were so prepared. So, I find that there's a lot of miscommunication in this town as far as work goes in that regard. Would you consider yourself a liaison, someone who will, speak for these people who really don't know what the resources are here as far as,
Definitely.
this kind of stuff goes?
And I think that's one of the things that I really am excited about, is because there's so many resources in this one area. It's going to really connect the end users with the local businesses. And I think that's really important because they'll revisit them once they've already experienced what they have.
Right. Excellent.
Right, so that's the time. Nice.
Thank you.
great job. All right. So we're going to give the judges a couple of minutes to start to put down some of their thoughts. And we're going to ask Will, you know him as Will the timer. Will, can you please come in and talk to us a little bit about Eforever?
I would love to. Gosh, I hope you can hear me. Not just that annoying guy that claps and snaps every minute or two.
Can hear you just fine.
Thank you. So hi, my name is Will Rubenstein, and I work in the most amazing thing. It's called a strategic partnership. And that means I get to be strategic partners with my friends, Kristen and Amanda at Eforever. And I hope I hope there's another slide in here somewhere. If not, it's going to get awkward up in here. But if not, see, look at that. It's magic. What I quickly wanted to mention is, what do we do? Well, EforAll is an amazing cohort model. What Eforever does is we do a peer-to-peer group of business owners that meet for 2 hours per month. And what we do is we solve problems. We also help each other and lift each other up by using a trained facilitator who helps maintain some accountability, but also, knits together a group of Cape Cod business owners and professionals who want to see and are committed to building a stronger Cape. Right now, we do meet on Zoom, and maybe by the middle to the end of this year, we'll start to meet in a hybrid fashion. The good news is, while there are 3 groups up and running, I still have about 3 spots left for anybody who has been in business for about a year, who is generating $1,000 or $2,000 or maybe even $3,000 a month, and who is working full-time in their business. And if those things are interesting to you, 2 weeks from Friday, if you don't mind advancing the next slide, 2 weeks from Friday on May 14th, we run a 30-minute simple taste of Eforever. It's called Caffeinate Your Company. Now, isn't that a catchy name? I think so. So basically, if you don't believe me, believe Kristen and Amanda, because they both come to it. And it's really just 30 minutes to get a sense of what is this Eforever thing, actually go through a guided, usually a visioning exercise, which is very powerful. And it's open to anybody, whether you're an entrepreneur or maybe a referral partner or someone who's just adjacent, curious, who knows? So it would be great if we could connect about that. I am honored to be your timer, and I cede the rest of my time back to the Madam Chair and Madam Chair.
Thank you, Will. We appreciate you. So with that, we're going to transition into our next pitch contestant, and we are going to ask Eric of P-Town Cosmetics to step forward and start speaking, and I'm going to stop screen sharing while he talks.
Hello, my name is Eric. I'm here to present P-Town Cosmetics. A major reason so many of us love this town is because it encourages us to be our most authentic selves. P-Town, through its community, vibrancy, and positivity, makes it easy and safe for people to express who they are. But it's missing something. One of the most fun ways to express yourself is with makeup. Through the power of makeup, we can literally bring our true colors to life. Why then do we have such limited means to buy it? Drugstores are marketed toward a general audience and can seem overwhelming or unapproachable to first-time buyers, not to mention boring. Boutiques with high-end formulas and stage makeup can also be seen as inaccessible to a novice. That's why we want to launch P-Town Cosmetics as an inclusive way to make self-expression more accessible and more fabulous to those of us who just want to play. Starting with eyeshadows, we'll launch with 4 palettes produced through a white label manufacturer. Using their formulas prevents us from having an overhead, so we can focus on building the brand. We'll sell in 2 ways. First is e-commerce, where business is always on and shipping is direct from P-Town. Second is through partnerships with local drag performers to create palettes to sell at their shows as part of their merchandise. This, in addition to commissioning palette artwork from local artists, is the true differentiator of P-Town Cosmetics, leveraging local talent and keeping success in the family. Plus, by working with makeup experts who understand the power of self-expression and associating their name with the brand, we will broaden our reach, and our brand ambassadors will have influence, and combine that with the power of the P-Town name, we can extend our reach. How feasible is all of this? We already have a vendor lined up, a quote for the first 1,000 eyeshadow palettes, and a clear path to profitability. With a 200% markup, we'll break even after just after 300 palettes are sold. And if we win with your vote, that number goes down to 250. We have the vision, we've built the connections, we know the numbers, so please vote for us and make this a reality. Oh, and just for good measure, we wanted to present the product just to show you how good it is.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mackenzie. I am so blessed to be one of Provincetown's premier year-round entertainers and someone who's dabbled lightly in makeup before. And I could not stand more firmly behind this amazing, amazing product. I'm so honored to be one of the very first brand ambassadors coming out with my own palette this summer. You can have a little bit of Mackenzie after you come see my show. I love this product not only with Eric as a new young queer entrepreneur, but as the actual product that is gorgeous, goes on beautifully, and for the potential to reach out to so many amazing people for a very accessible price and just take home a little bit of P-Town. So with your vote, let's make this a reality.
Thank you. Vote for P-Town Cosmetics.
So good.
All right, so judges, we got 90 seconds. Let me know if you have a question by shooting me a question mark. Looks like we have a question from Holly.
Hi, great presentation. I think we would all agree, definitely entertaining. You mentioned you obviously have a target audience. Can you talk to me a little bit about scaling? We go to these shows, all of a sudden everyone's excited and those 300 pallets sell out quickly. How do we make sure that we have the ability to scale when the demand is there?
Absolutely. So working with the vendor, we're able to siphon back in profits as we see them. So, with the first launch of 1,000 pallets, like we will start to see those profits come in, the revenue streams coming in almost immediately. And for every dollar that we bring in, we're going to be reinvesting back into the line to bring more products to market. We're going to expand out from eyeshadow to other products, maybe lips, blushes, contour, highlight palettes. The possibilities are endless, and we're gonna keep that revenue model going and pumping back into the business.
Love it. Thank you.
And Judy.
Hi, I love this idea because I am a performer and I bring so much makeup with me when I'm coming back and forth from New York. But I felt like you were very focused on drag queen sort of makeup. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but as a woman who wears makeup, what would be in it for me?
Absolutely. So the goal is to make it as accessible as possible. And so the eyeshadows themselves are actually a beautiful formula that are super approachable and easy to use. I did a quick little beat myself.
Looks very nice.
With just my fingertips, right? So the product itself is lovely. And we are going to have palettes that are specifically for Mackenzie to sell at her shows, but also we're going to have other lines as well. So I have a plan for a sunset palette, right? That it just reflects the beautiful harmony of the P-Town sunset that you yourself could grab and just like swipe on a quick look.
I mean, there's so much you could do.
That was fantastic, Judy. I apologize, but my job waits for nobody.
You know what? I don't like you, Will.
Well, Judy,
I'm
Judy,
done.
we'll talk.
I'll write it in my comments section. Whatever.
yes, Judy, and please tip your server.
Thank you, Timer Will. I think that's going to be your official designation now. So we're going to give our judges panel a couple of minutes to start looking at their feedback, if I can find my screen here. And while they're doing that, I'm going to ask Jill to tell us a little bit about Provincetown Commons.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for having us. We are super excited to be part of this tonight. And also, like Will, we are a strategic partner to the EforAll and Eforever families. Just in case folks that you don't know, we're a 501c3. We're here on Bradford Street in Provincetown, and we offer shared workspace, and that's through artist studios, co-working. We offer exhibition space as well as meeting room space. We're fairly new, and we are pretty full with COVID and second homeowners, spending more time here and people being able to work from home. So we're really busy, and we're really excited to be here to support Provincetown entrepreneurs, artists, the whole gamut. So thanks for having us.
Thank you so much, Jill. Appreciate it. And with that, we're going to invite our next contestant to come forward and start talking about the Provincetown Swing Club. Tom, you're up.
Thank you very much. My name is Tom Young, and I'm a year-rounder here living in Provincetown, and I'm also an avid swimmer. And I'm thrilled to be pitching this evening the idea of the formation of the Provincetown Swim Club. And the Provincetown Swim Club would be a nonprofit organization whose mission would be to build a year-round, indoor, 25-yard swimming pool. And there are a number of ways to accomplish this mission, but our initial vision would be to create a public-private partnership in conjunction with the town of Provincetown. And one such scenario would be the P-Town Swim Club would raise the funds to build the pool and the building in exchange for the land that the pool sits on. As you can see on the first slide, Amanda, do you have it? The closest year-round pool to P-Town is in Willie's in Eastham. And building a pool in P-Town would satisfy the need for a much-needed exercise facility. And in speaking with the P-Town Recreation Department and the Rec Commission, this is absolutely perfect timing because the town of Provincetown was just awarded a $100,000 grant, and the money from that grant is to be used to reimagine Mata Field being the athletic field right behind P-Town High School. Amanda, if you could actually go to the next slide, please. So it's simple. Our target audience is the members of the Outer Cape, and specifically those of us in P-Town. And 71% of the population of Provincetown is over the age of 45. And we believe swimming is this great non-impact form of exercise. P-Town is also known for its incredibly strong sense of community. And an aquatic facility would be a great way to kind of build on that sense of community. From a financial feasibility standpoint, our goal is to have the facility be self-sustaining. I spoke to a gentleman named Mark Solomon, who is the founder of the Cape Cod Swim Club. He guesstimates that it would cost about $250,000 to staff and operate a pool annually. We've done some math that says that we could actually generate revenues that would cover those expenses. Those revenues would come from the sale of memberships like full year memberships, half year memberships, day passes, week passes, and even the rental of the facility. Lastly, if we were fortunate enough to be awarded the money this evening, we would form the Provincetown Swim Club and immediately apply for 501c3 status with the IRS. That price tag for the application is $600. Additionally, we would establish web presence. We believe it's really important to engage with the community, get feedback as we go down the road towards building this pool. Thanks everyone for your time tonight.
Thank you, Tom. Great job. Make some noise for Tom.
Nice job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Great job. All right, we're going to give the judges a couple of minutes to start putting down some of their thoughts. And while they're doing that, I'm
Hey,
going to talk
Amanda,
about
we got to get some Q&A first.
Oh, yeah, that makes some sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. All right, looks like Judy is quick on the draw. Judy has a question.
So I can't even, this is brilliant. So my question is, I know, would you start with one pool? I mean, I know there are other size pools. How, and are you thinking, of different sorts of swims, like a full service sort of swim club where it's like, women only from whatever to whatever, a lap swim or that kind of thing?
Yeah, no, Judy, great question. I haven't really spent that much time thinking about the programming of it, but initially it would be a fairly small pool offering lap swimming, but absolutely there would be times for, aerobic activities or women only or, water polo.
Right.
You name it, we could do it in this pool.
25, what's an Olympic size? Is that double that?
So there's something short course and long course.
Yeah.
When you get to Olympic, it's always meters versus yards, which is almost very little difference. Most Olympic pools are 50 meters, so
yeah,
it's essentially twice the length.
Okay, thank you.
And next up is Claire.
Hi, I think you have a great idea and I'd love to see it come to fruition. How long do you think that would take?
All right, I'm going to answer truthfully. In discussions with the town so far, they have prepared us that it can take a while. And so it's up to 8 years. Obviously, we would like to do that faster. I'm turning 59 and I would like to swim as quickly as possible. So, you know, then
How
we
about as
could
fast as
potentially
that,
shorten up the
Tom? There
runway,
we
the
go.
faster
So
we raise
sorry.
money. So
Don't hate me. Judy already hates me. Now I have 2 people hating me.
Everyone hates you. I think it's yeah.
I am a river to my people, Judy.
I'm one of them. Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, Tom. And now I'm going to get to the part that I was so excited to talk about, which is to talk a little bit about some of the other programming that EforAll offers. In addition to these pitch contests, we also do our business accelerators, which Kristen alluded to earlier. We run them twice a year in both the fall and the spring. And the EforAll Accelerator is designed for people really at different levels in their businesses, right? So you may have an idea that you want to figure out, can I actually make money at this thing? Or you may have been in business for a year or two and you've decided, okay, you know what, I have to go back and examine some of the foundations of my business and really build some of those strong foundations up. Or you maybe have been in business for a decade and the world has changed and you have to pivot and adapt to what's going on in the world around you. Then the EforAll Accelerator is for people, for all those different walks of entrepreneurs. The best part about this is that the accelerator is absolutely free to the entrepreneurs. So as Kristen mentioned earlier, we are supported by donors, sponsors, and individuals, and that allows us to offer these programs free of cost to our entrepreneurs to allow them to take advantage of the structured classes and the mentorship program. So with all of that said, the applications for the Fall Accelerator are open right now. So if you go to tinyurl.com/EFA Fall 2021, that will take you to all of the details of the dates and the application itself. And God help you, you have to look at a giant picture of me for a moment, but this is my email address, amanda@eforall.org. So if you have any questions, you want to know more about the program, reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm happy to help out on the application and give you some tips and tricks on completing it successfully. I'd love to hear from anybody who's got those ideas. It's literally my favorite part of the job is the wide variety of innovation and services and products that I never would have expected to find in our little towns on Cape Cod. But, you know, we are just chock full of people who have creative ideas that I love to see empowered. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our next contestant. So Michael Shute of Aqua Tourism with Silva Shooters, the floor is yours. Okay, now Mike did prepare me. I was going to say he prepared me that I may have to cue him more than once.
I am ready, and the owl's not in the box, so I'm not distracted. So good evening. My name is Michael Chute. I'm the owner and operator of a family-owned aquaculture business, Silva Shooters. We operate in the historic Provincetown tidal flats. We're a small family-run business, and we grow oysters and clams. And one of the opportunities that we see is aquatourism. As I stated, we're right now a small 1 and 2 acre grant out on the tidal flats west of the breakwater, in the west end by the breakwater. And what we'd like to do is build an outdoor classroom to be able to offer tours to anyone that wants to see how an oyster is grown from seed to table. Taking the model of like an Airbnb experience and bringing that much closer to home here in Provincetown. So we have a 3-tiered approach to the use if we were to win the money. The first would be to buy some gear to build the outdoor classroom so that we could show the growth of an oyster, which takes up to 24 months. So we could have them in various stages of growth in our gear on the flat, ready to go. People could come out and see that and work it. We also want to design some graphics that have QR codes so people could simply scan and go. And that QR code would direct them right to our website. And the website would actually, one of the things we would do, 1/3 of our money would go towards designing a small teaser video to get people interested. People are looking to see how, what, and why. And this little video would give them just a moment to see a little bit of what we do book a tour, and then come out with us. So we feel like the money would be greatly utilized. It would drive a year-round market here in Provincetown for aquaculture business. People could come year-round. We're out there, and why not have an opportunity to utilize that? And I'd like to thank you for your time. And from silver shooters to you, bottoms up.
Great job. Unmute, make some noise for him. Yeah.
Just as a side note, the dog is jealous. She didn't get one. So if anyone joins us on screen.
Awesome. So now we'll wait and see see if we get some question marks from the judges. It's like Mike's the first one in.
Michael, great presentation. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a great idea. Is there any environmental justice or anything that would help the environment from what you're trying to propose?
Absolutely. Oysters are really involved in water quality. They flush and clean the system, and we have a lot of natural flush with our tides. Oysters are used to clean out, in other areas of the country, dirty water, stagnant water areas. So aquaculture really does help keep the water in our harbors super clean. And the more we have out there, the cleaner the water is going to be.
Great. Thank you.
Any other questions from the judges?
I put a question in.
Judy.
You know, I'm the woman with all the questions. Would you consider this sort of like the whale watch is to Provincetown?
Better than the whale watch.
No.
It's hands-on. You don't get to pet the whales. You get to pet our oysters. You could come out, put your hands on the cages, touch them, shuck them. You know, down the line, you could sit at a restaurant and hopefully have a QR code next to Silver Shooters Oysters on the menu, scan it and say, come take a tour with us. And then you could come out and actually see that farm to table. A lot of people don't know actually what oyster farming is. And I'd love to show people. I'm passionate about it. I love it. I'm a beekeeper. I'm very hands-on. I love to hive dive. I love to explore my grant. I love to show other people. And this is an opportunity for people to see Provincetown at its finest. These historic grants give the opportunity to have a huge market and also a delicious market. So
you got to get a liquor license too.
Don't hate me, Judy. Don't hate me.
Will's my new favorite. Thank you.
Sorry, Mike. Don't discriminate.
Great job. Great job. So we're gonna pause here for a moment, give our judges a couple of minutes. But I'm gonna ask Pam Anderson of Community Development Partnership. Can you come forward and talk a little bit about your organization?
Yes, thank you. The Community Development Partnership is a nonprofit community development corporation. I work with small businesses on the Lower and Outer Cape from Brewster and Harwich to Provincetown. Next slide, please. The work that we do includes small business counseling, one-on-one, QuickBooks help sessions. We coordinate with SCORE for mentoring. We also offer small business loans. Typically, people that are able to get our loans are ones that haven't been able to get one from a bank. We don't have as high of a credit score or other requirements like the banks do. We also offer professional services grants and workshops and trainings throughout the off-season. Next slide, please. Over the past year, I've been working on helping a lot of business with COVID assistance. We have run a forgivable loan program for small businesses on the Lower and Outer Cape with 5 or fewer employees, show that they have a COVID loss and are low to moderate income themselves. I still have funding available if people are interested. We've also worked with people on their applications for the Mass Growth Capital Grants and all the different SBA programs coming up. The Shuttered Venues Grant Program reopened on Monday, and the Restaurant Revitalization one, I just found out today, will open next Monday. Next slide. Couple of quick workshops that we have coming up: human resources, digital marketing, and then we work with WeCan for legal consults that run every month. Last slide, please. If you want to find out more about our programs, you can find us at capecdp.org. You can also, I send out a monthly e-newsletter. You can sign up for it on the COVID page of our website, as well as sign up for an appointment to meet with me there as well. Or you can reach me at pam@capecdp.org. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pam. One of the things that's wonderful about the community that we live in is all of the resources that are available for free to our business owners, all of the people who exist just to help our entrepreneurs. So happy to have you and CDP represented here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
With that, we're going to ask Alice to come forward and tell us about Balance, Skate, Yoga, Climb, and Coffee.
Hi all. I am Alice Marcus Krieg, and here on screen as well is Sarah Grizzle, and we are introducing you all to Balance, Skateboarding School, Yoga, Climbing Wall, and Coffee, an after-school program and skateboarding center that teaches balance, both physically and mentally. As the mom of a 9-year-old skateboarder, I am often asked, how did your son learn to skateboard? My son spent several hours a week in a warehouse in Brooklyn, New York, learning from some amazing skaters and surfers, which have now become trusted friends and mentors. Cape Cod lacks year-round opportunities to learn skateboarding. Several skate parks exist, but there's little instruction. And what do kids do after school in the winter months? How to keep them out of trouble and off screens. An indoor after-school skate school to teach skateboarding, safe, warm indoor space, and no sharks. There are no indoor skate facilities on the Cape. Balance Skate School meets the need for after-school programming. It provides jobs for high school kids as skate instructors and young adults looking to stay local. Skateboarding is now an Olympic sport. Next slide, please. It is a $1.9 billion industry that grew out of the surf culture of the 1960s. Cape Cod exudes surf culture. Unique value and aim, skateboarding as a means of community building, creating place with a strong surf culture. Per Tony Hawk Foundation metrics, there are approximately 14,000 skaters on Cape Cod in total, but where to skate in the winter? Mission, let's cultivate and facilitate a community of skaters, multi-generational, youth ages 4 to 18, young adults, girls, old man skate nights, and ladies nights. Not everyone is interested in team sports. Skating is an independent sport with strong community ties. With Balance, we offer a safe place to skate, be with adults, and build self-esteem. First and foremost, we are a not-for-profit model aimed at strengthening community. Yes, we will charge for after-school class. We are compatible in price with existing sports programming on the Cape, but we will also offer scholarships and/or sliding scale payments for our lower income friends. Balance will apply for community grants to help offset these costs. And we will offer educational workshops via partnerships with green and blue organizations, town rec departments, small businesses, homework help teachers, social service programming. We will also offer yoga, a climbing wall, and coffee for diversity of revenue stream and clientele. We are looking for warehouse space and investors, but EforAll monies will be specifically used towards logo and website design.
Okay,
Both
I gotta
Scott
be
and
the
I
bad
will
guy. I'm sorry, Alice. Don't hate me.
Okay.
Only Judy hates me.
Yeah.
So we're too late now.
Well,
Make
I'm
some
the only
noise
one who
for
admits
Alice.
it. I'm the only one who admits it.
It's so beautiful.
But I'm learning to love you. So
More importantly, yay, Alice. Thank you, Judy. I love you.
As we all do, we've all learned to love Will.
yeah.
All right, looks like the first question is coming from Yvette.
I love this idea. I think it's a great idea. I just wonder if you do have any warehouse space ideas, dreams already, and also how many people would you employ? I know it might be different off season and in season, but yeah, those are my questions.
Right. We, Sarah and I have looked at several warehouses right now. Space is very hard to come by. It's going to take us some time for sure. And as far as employment goes, we imagine, I think we said about 4 to 5 full-time employees, and probably, anywhere depending on how busy we are, part-time employees. So depending, that'll probably range from maybe 2 to 6 part-time people.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Claire.
Hi, I think you have a great idea as a Cape Cod mom. I love the idea of active things for our kids to do. And, but as a person, I think it sounds like a lot of fun. And I wonder if you would also offer classes to adults.
Yes, absolutely. That was exactly what we wanted to do. And that's why in my demographic, I talked about ladies' nights. I talked about yoga. And we definitely, and girls, I think everybody should learn to skate even a little bit. It's very empowering. It's very motivating. And it's a great group of friends.
That is an excellent way to end.
Thank you all.
Little did Will know we were giving him the toughest job in the room when we asked him to do that.
And then you invited Judy? Really? I mean, like,
I know. It's just, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So tonight you've gotten a little bit of a taste of what it's like to experience the EforAll community, right? It's so much fun to see what people have for ideas, to be part of helping make that happen. So if you want to help us select participants for future programs, whether it's pitch contests or business accelerators, you can be one of our readers. So our readers are just a pool of volunteers who have volunteered to take some time, look through some of our applications, provide some feedback. You kind of do it on your own time within the window of the reading. So you can apply at EforAll.org if you want to be one of our readers. Also very important to our program is our mentors. So each entrepreneur who comes into the accelerator program is teamed up with 3 mentors. And, a lot of times one of the questions that we get is, am I qualified to be a mentor? What can I really offer here? And, the key characteristic of someone who wants to serve as a mentor is to be curious and to ask a lot of questions. The entrepreneur has a wonderful grasp of their own business, and it's getting those ideas out of their own head, talking to somebody else about them, finding out, is this a wacky idea or is there really something here? And you as a mentor is someone who's willing to ask questions to get them to think outside of their comfort zone and just to approach their ideas from different perspectives. So we love our mentors, and we would welcome anyone who's interested in finding out more about it to check us out. There's lots of other volunteer opportunities if you want to be part of this. We have people who serve on interview panels. We have some of our local experts on some of the content in our classes. We have one-off office hours, workshops, or just hanging out and being the timer like poor Will, volunteering to help out at some of the events. And last but not least, if time is at a premium, we also would like to remind you that the money that we're giving out tonight to these entrepreneurs for their deserving ideas is because of funds that have been donated by people like you, by our grant applications. So without the support of our donors, we would have to charge for these programs, and that's not our mission. Our mission is to provide these resources to ambitious individuals in our community at no charge. So if you're interested in supporting us financially, please, by all means, feel free to go to eforall.org/donate. And did I miss anything in there, Kristen?
All good as far as I can think.
All right. So do you want to tell us how the judges' deliberation is going to work?
So judges deliberation, we're going to head over into a breakout room. I've got the judges where you all will receive a prompt to go to a breakout room, and then it just becomes a matter of me figuring out how to get over there with you. And then we'll talk about it for several minutes. And while we're doing that, Amanda, did we end up with the wild card, or did they? We're
going to find out. I'm going to throw it out, and I'm going to see if anybody's inspired.
Good deal. So I guess I'm going to get out of here with the judges. We're going to go deliberate. We'll come back and we'll film some stuff. All right.
All right. All right, guys. Now that the parents are gone, we can have some fun. So,
Not done yet. I gotta figure out how to get
hurry
over there.
up, Mom.
This is a host. Do you have the? If anybody wants to, join. Got it. Yeah.
Do you know how to assign them? I can help you if you need help. There you go.
She's gone.
Okay. Get out of here, kids.
All right, guys. So we're gonna have a little fun in here while they're doing that. So you know, one of the things that is a blast about these events is that you see all of the ideas that other people have, and you're like, well, damn, I wish I had done that. I wish I had been, you know. So I'm gonna throw it out. I don't know if anybody's brave enough to do this, but I will open it up to a wild card. Now, the wild card will not be able to win any of the judges' money because they're in deliberating right now, but we can make the wild card, you know, the fan favorite money could be up for grabs for the wild card. You could see if you can get the Calliope, divorce time. She's going up head to head with Michael. I like it. So do I have anybody who's brave enough to try to do 2.5 minutes for the audience on the fly? Tell us your idea and what problem you want to solve, for who, and how you would use fan favorite money. Is anybody this bold? I'll tell you, I've only had somebody take advantage of this once, but they won the fan favorite when they did it.
The official timer is ready, Amanda.
Okay. Did I see some, it's like an auction. Did something move? Did I see a hand move? Somebody have a hand? No? All right. Okay. I gave you your chance, people. We're going to move on. All right. So next up, let me get to my little handy dandy cheat sheet here. So the next thing that I'm going to offer is an opportunity for you to give some feedback to the people who pitched tonight. So on your screen, you see a link to Padlet. This is a place for you to offer ideas, encouragement, positive feedback. What did you like? You know, who do you want to talk to? When you go to this link, you're going to be prompted to enter, and you'll see little, they look like little Post-it notes, and you could add comments. You can upvote, downvote, other comments that are made. Like a lot of things, the app might encourage you to sign up for anything. You don't have to sign up to use this. You can go ahead and just, if you go to the left-hand column, it'll let you go without this. So I'm going to drop this. Oh, Will, look at you. You're already there. You're the best. I don't care what Judy says about you.
Somebody tell Judy I did something good when she comes back.
So feel free, go in, have some fun with that. It's a place to leave some feedback, and you know, if you have somebody you want to talk to later, tell them that there. But you know, it takes a lot of bravery to put yourself out there and to put new ideas out into the world and hope that nobody thinks that you're nuts. So please feel free through the rest of the evening to go in and add your thoughts. But I also thought that this might be a, yes, you are nuts, Mike. I also thought that this might be a nice opportunity to hear from a local Provincetown business who is in operation now, but is also a newly minted member of the EforAll fam. Captain Rich, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Captain Rich, referred to as Captain Inappropriate, I've been told by my cohorts, unfortunately. But I'm the owner and operator of Beth Ann Charters, a charter boat that's operating in McMillan Pier, where else in Provincetown. So I'm a local, quote unquote. We have 2 beautiful boats, and we do a number of charters for you, your family, your friends, whale watching, sunset evening cruises, and a lot of what we started out with about 15 years ago, fishing. So why EforAll? We've been in business, like I said, for a while. And last fall, I got a crazy idea. And I guess I was bored. And I bought a second boat, kind of like a traditional Cape Cod style boat. And I'm 66 years old, so you know what my wife said. But anyways, one thing that I never had experience in, I've been in big businesses all my life. I never had any marketing, sales, search engine optimization, all that good stuff. Okay. And well, now that we expanded, I kind of was looking for some advice and guidance. And if some of you who know me, Mike being one, I don't take advice and guidance really easy, but going to EforAll, I met like 12 other cohorts. I have 3 mentors, and they hold your feet to the fire, and they go through a variety of topics. From who is your customer? Do you really have a customer, for your business, or don't you? What your market is, P&L, budgets, legal, and a big one for me was branding. We used to fish and then we whale watched it, but what's my brand? What am I associated with? And so I think a big thing we did this year, as a result of all this, we are now associated with the Provincetown Center for Coastal Studies, which does a number of projects, all related to marine life. And since we're out on the ocean, we felt it was a good matchup. So we're going to kind of be one of their spokesmen. They have many, but we instituted in our online scheduling system an opportunity for our customers to give donations to the Center for Coastal Studies. And so far, just with some advanced bookings, we've had, I think, 5 or 6 donations given to us in the last 3 weeks. Not a hell of a lot of money, but $10, $15, and so on. And that's why they call me Captain Inappropriate, by the way. I use profanity, but here's an opportunity where we can showcase the center's work and the good things they're doing, and also provide people with the opportunity to support them. So I would, like I said, I've been in big business all over, but if you're either starting a business or you've had businesses before and now you have a small business, you want to make it bigger, I strongly really suggest EforAll. The interaction you get with these 2 characters here, Amanda and Christine, and the mentors, and your cohorts is fantastic. I mean, Amanda yesterday with Stephanie Viva, on Instagram, right? We were trying to figure out, I was trying to figure out how to use Instagram, hashtag this, hashtag that, and we couldn't. And we just had a great time figuring it out. And today I got on and put some stuff on and sent a thing to Stephanie, and she clapped me back and all. And it's just a lot of fun. But it's really helpful for your organization too. So strongly suggest it.
We got Captain Rich hashtagging. I consider that a success.
We got me what?
I got you hashtagging. That's the verb of what you're doing.
Yeah, see, what's a hashtag? Who goes where? What's it? It's like, Jesus.
All right, Amanda,
Thank you,
we're
Captain
back.
Rich. Okay, I got one more thing before you come back. Well, 2 more things. Captain Rich, drop your website in the chat so people can find you if they want.
Yes, ma'am.
Calliope, can I put you on the spot? Can you tell me about your new thing that you just found out about?
Oh, there's so many things that I just found out about. Do you mean about the economic development grant?
I do.
Oh, see, you were trying to put me on the spot. I was going to pitch
I
chicken meditation, but here I am going to talk about something else.
Well, I don't know. Now I'm fascinated by chicken meditation.
Well, I'll talk a little bit. I'll just briefly let people know about this grant that I just got awarded from the town of Provincetown Economic Development grant process, and I'm pretty excited. Actually, I'm quite excited. And if anyone knows of anybody, I'm looking for a I'm going to be hiring a local person. And so the grant specifically is to work on my shellfish grant, which is called Mermaid Menu. And it's there's a picture of me in the box on my grant, and the assistant person will be helping out on my shellfish grant, but more importantly, they'll be documenting the shellfish industry, the working waterfront of Provincetown, and creating a visual interpretation of the shellfish industry in Provincetown. And I'm working with Barnstable County Cooperative Extension, also where I work, and Amy Raff, the library director, to have a show in January and February to draw folks into town to see the visual interpretation that this person is going to create of the Provincetown aquaculture industry. So I'm pretty excited. We have a lot of really salty folks out there, including my husband, working the grants and, sea farming away. And it largely gets overlooked. We have some curious people who are curious who come out there, but they don't really know. They just kind of wander out. They're like, what's happening out here? And so this will kind of take it next level, bring the aquaculture industry into the center of town at the library through a visual interpretation of it. So I have 156 hours for somebody. I'm paying $20 an hour. And if you are on Facebook, you can check out the job description at Calliope Chute. Or if you're on LinkedIn, I think my tag is Eslin. So Calliope, like linkedin.com//Eslin. But anyway, I put the job description there. And if anybody wants to just reach out to me, they're more than welcome to. I'm going to be looking for someone starting in 2 weeks, and it will be running through, well, I guess before it gets too cold out there on the flats, but then the person can be creating that visual interpretation. And it could be like anime, it could be sculpture, it could be cartoon, it could be like, I'm not limiting it to something, in particular. I'm really open to the possibilities of the creative interpretation. So I'm excited. Yeah, thanks, Amanda.
Yeah, I'm sorry to put you on the spot, Calliope, but I love the intersection of science and art. Like, I just think that's so cool. So thank you for letting me put you on the spot. So Kristen, we have completed our stuff in here. We're ready for you to give us an opportunity to vote on a poll, perhaps, and then go from there.
All right. Do we have a wild card, or we didn't have anyone?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm disappointed Chicken Meditation did not step forward, but maybe next time.
Can I ask for that, Amanda? Can I get the wild card? No?
No, you get nothing and like it, Captain Rich.
All right. So I have just launched the poll. And so if folks can vote for their fan favorite. They are really in.
I was going to say, it's like watching the Kentucky Derby, but not.
The judges don't vote on this, right?
No.
All right.
We're getting close. We're 46 of 65 have voted. 70% of folks are in.
How long are we going to give it, Kristen? Are we going to give it another?
Yeah, we're at 47 seconds. You have 13 seconds. We'll go for a minute.
All right. 5 seconds to go. Come on, get your last minute votes in there if you've been holding out.
All right, and
neck and neck.
Share results.
We have a winner, a fan favorite.
All right.
Congratulations, Tom.
Yay, Tom. Woo-hoo.
Yay.
Woo-hoo.
Must be that lighting guy.
Thank you.
So that is super exciting. Tom of Provincetown Swim Club, you have won the fan favorite. So congratulations to you. We are really excited for you. I'm vamping for a second while I try to share my screen because I animated the damn thing, so you need to see it. So, congratulations, Tom.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh my God. So excited.
All right, next up, Kristen, what are we doing next?
Next up, so each we have a judge that's going to present each of these prizes, and I think Claire, we'll pass it over to you.
Yes, we are very excited to award third place and $500 to Balance, Skate, Yoga, and Climb. So congratulations. We
Give it up.
We thought a lot of you guys had such great presentations and such great ideas, but what really stood out to us with you guys, Balance, is what you bring to our community, and that you really address a need for our kids and our community out here in the Outer Cape. And so we wish you a ton of luck, and we love your idea. We can't wait to see it.
Congratulations, Alice, Sarah, and Balance.
Thank you so much, guys. We're excited to teach you all how to do kick flips.
We want to learn.
That'll work well with my knee replacement. Thank you.
You can look, you'll look good as a longboard skater too. Don't worry.
Let me tell you, my whole childhood I rode a skateboard. That's why I had to have a knee replacement.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm old.
You and Christy McNichol.
Yeah. What do we have in common?
Thanks, guys.
All right, Kristen.
Yep. So do we have the next slide?
The next slide is for second place, which we are going to award to the fan favorite Provincetown Swim Club. Woo! You know, Thomas, Tom, I want to just say congratulations. We could use I cannot tell you what a fantastic idea that is, how it is a community thing, which we all need. And, you know, over the summer, I go in the ocean every day. But I know a lot of people who stop swimming once the weather gets cold, and I love it. It would really, and honestly, in our little room, we thought about perhaps you and the skate club getting together and making one big facility.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
So Mazel Tov, as we say, congratulations.
Thank you,
I'm
Judy.
ready with my Land's End tummy tuck bathing suit. Okay. And it's got to be fresh water and no chlorine. Thank you.
Okay.
Mazel tov.
Congratulations, Tom. And then finally, Kristen.
And then we have Mike up to present the judge's choice for first place tonight.
Great. So first place and the $1,000 goes to Mike Shute from Silver Shooters. So we're very excited about this. And Mike, we particularly like just the immediate use of the money into the community. And we really like the impact that oyster farming would have on the community, on education for adults and children alike, and also your comments on the environment. We thought that was really important. And we all commented on how much we learned about oyster farming in those 2 minutes. So we are very excited to see this part of the community and part of our infrastructure.
I think we should all.
Congratulations.
Can you send us some oysters, please?
I'll love an oyster.
We all want oysters now.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys very much.
Congratulations. Can we just take 1 minute and unmute and make noise for everyone who had the boldness to come out and do this?
Great job, everyone.
Wow.
Awesome job. It is so scary to put your ideas out into the world and hope people respond to them. So thank you so much for everybody who participated. We really appreciate you. This was a lot of fun tonight. So that's the end. That's the conclusion of our formal program. We'll leave the Zoom room open, so anybody who wants to chit chat or connect in the chat, feel free to do so. But thank you for being part of this tonight. It is always amazing to see what happens when our community comes together to support each other.
Yay.
And
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.